Nope. Oh, god damn it. Nope. Nope, there it is. Hey, copy. Been running into some weird issues with this game. Game capture on OBS just does not work. It won't pick it up at all. So I've had to resort to good old-fashioned display capture. So it's just capturing everything on that monitor. So I have made sure to put nothing embarrassing on there. And for checking Discord, I will just be using my phone. In fact, it needs charging. Didn't realise it was so low. Alright, let's get this started then, shall we? Ignore the continue game, that was just me testing it out to see that it all works gusto. Settings should all be right. I will be playing this with a controller. And weird thing is, it doesn't work with a PS4 controller, just plugging it in. You have to use Steam's remapping thing to make it think that it's a 360 controller. But they do have buttons for PlayStation. It's so bizarre. Like, I don't understand the logic. Some games you can just plug it in, it'll work. It's like, why some games but not others? Why button inputs but not others? Nah. Whatever. What matters is it's working. So, let's get started. So, for anyone who's unaware, this is basically... I was going to say this is basically an SCP game, and I'm like, wait, that's even more obscure than this. This is the new
This
Remedy
is gonna
game.
be
Max
weirder
Payne, Quantum
than
Break,
usual.
you know, all that shit.
Can't be
Alan
helped.
Wake.
You called me. So here I am. I know I shut you out sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room, and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie. The room's a cell, and the picture, it's
I know what movie
different
she means.
for each of
And
us.
it's
It can be
Shawshank Redemption, that's it.
beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw.
Oh no, it's stuttering like fucking crazy on the stream. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
here. Why did you bring me here?
Shit, that's not good. Alright. Let us see if that's any better. It seems smoother on the stream. Is this watchable? camera movement might be a little intense, but for like general shooting it should be fine, I think. God damn it. It's just because it's displaying the fucking... If only it was actually directly capturing the application, but it refuses to. Okay. We'll continue as is, and hopefully it'll be fine. Cutscenes will probably be the real test. Alright, prohibited items list. Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issue reminder on prohibited items. No unauthorized weapons, pages, laptops, smartwatches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, anything smart, and number 2 pencils. Any object considered iconic representations of an art-typical concept, such as rubber ducks or ketchup bottles. All materials under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor. I would love to know what the hell is so bad about a number 2 pencil. Alright, internal lockdown. Head of research override, HR protocol activated. There's a lot of detail on these fucking files. You can almost read them, some of them. Ah, it's still stuttering on the stream, I can see it. When I was testing the game. But I was only testing it for running the game, not streaming it.
This seal. I saw it a long time ago.
So how does it look on the stream? Seems fine. Yep.
In my dreams.
So Bureau expenditures. Staffing, surveillance, data, blah blah blah. For cost breakdowns, but yeah, it's just nonsense. Not every item I pick up is going to be interesting, but there's going to be some stuff I'm going to want to read. Yeah. Oh, and they got a portrait of the janitor. That's nice. Thinking of the little man. I mean, they could have done his face, but you know, whatever. Alright. Zachariah Trench, director.
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them and they were hiding.
Yeah, I have an eye on it as well. I think, I forget what game it was, but something gave my stream setup a lot of trouble and it was dropping frames like crazy. And that was what like spurred me to start messing with it. Found something? Alright. As all of you should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on a number of people. If you need an extension, please request blah blah blah. Mandatory. More nonsense. I kind of... Okay, I get that they want to set up the idea of that this is a very bureaucratic building, but some of these notes are a bit unnecessary. Oh, hey, it's the janitor.
Hey, excuse...
Cheers, Scott.
There
Glad to know.
you are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, then you are no helvet. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, jumalauta.
I've done enough night shift loner jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all.
Yeah. I've just realized the Discord's probably like, why is it constantly saying Ria's online with his stream? Because it'll have been going on and off, on and off. Alright. Yeah.
The cell. And the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
Nice little tone setter. Fix that webcam. Keeps falling down.
Did I lose you there for a moment? You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan. 17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
Alright, so, little thing about this game. I don't have a map right now. Hey, Henry. You haven't missed much. We had to fix some tech issues, but it seems to be fine now. Apart from some slight sluggishness on the stream. We've just started. Let's find some more bureaucratic nonsense. Barbara, I am not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day. For the rest of the week. I can't touch them, Barbara. Not a single one. Okay, boss. Why do you trust Barbara to send that note out then? Oh.
Shit. Shit.
Oof. I guess he really couldn't trust anyone. Not even himself.
The murder weapon? Really?
Yeah, sure, why not? Henry, you would appreciate this because there's a character in Mechanicus who talks like this.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
We're in the void space from Astral Chain. Let's try our melee.
The same.
So, okay, that's a little weird. I want to point something out, right? So you see how I'm doing that and doing like a force blast? Now, that doesn't seem weird right now, but it's gonna in a second.
Okay.
So, now I have a gun.
I have a gun.
Oh, my words lined up with hers. Okay, so yeah, got a gun, can shoot. Watch what happens when I do melee, right? Notice how the gun disappears from her hand and blasts forward. Now, actually, maybe I'm wrong, but I interpreted that as the gun is actually like blasting forward from her hand like a projectile, and that's what melee is. So it was kind of weird that she had melee before picking up the gun, but actually, you know what? Maybe it's just disappearing and then reappearing afterwards. Yeah, so it's kind of weird that, like, she could do that before she picked it up. I don't know if that's just, like, an oversight on their part. There is no reload button. All of your shots, your gun automatically reloads whenever it's not in use. And this is the only gun in the game, but much like the gun in Vanquish, it transforms into other guns. Hey, it's not a spoiler, it's how your gun works in that game. Like, okay, technically you pick up weapons, but it's like, the technology is that you're just like, you pick up a weapon and it's in your hands, and then your suit is just memorizing it and then remaking it. And so when you switch weapons, the gun literally just transforms in your hand instantly.
Something's coming. This threat. An attack. Duty as director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here.
That's a very strange emotion to take away from all of this.
Things have quieted down outside. Is it safe to go?
Just for my own morbid curiosity, I'm curious. Hold on. Yeah? Okay, there is blood. They did think of that. They accounted for player cruelty. Including that bit of player cruelty. I love that they're continuing the long tradition with the studio of using live action. Who those are supposed to be? Now this is something, and I know it's something because the map implies that there's a secret passage behind there. And yes, oh shit.
You can't let this happen. 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 You stopped it. You. Oh, thank you. That was horror.
Walk away!
So unlike their last two games, you do not have a regenerating health bar. You have a regular health bar, and enemies drop health constantly. So it's very much that Doom thing of like promoting an aggressive playing style, where they want you to be killing enemies and getting right up in their faces.
Secure line of communication. Guidance. Online.
The dead man. Okay.
I should try and figure out exactly what the range is on the melee. It seems pretty big. Hold on. Yeah, it's pretty big. That's like almost... I think it's like 1.5 meters. I appreciate that. That their collectible is fucking visible from that far away. Because there's nothing really else that stands out about it. I imagine at one point in development, those little icons didn't exist and nobody could find shit. Okay, what was that? Nope. 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 Oh, it's a little live action video.
Objects of power can...
So you can just watch those whenever you want. That's cool. Ah, the service weapon. So these are your SCP files, basically, you know, just giving you a description of all the weird objects that they have contained inside this building. And the building itself is also a weird, like, reality-bending object. They call it the oldest house, because it has just always been here, but it has, like, a perception filter on it, so most people don't even see it. Right. The object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarian, whatever, to be blank. This object must be bound by individuals seeking the role of director. The object will determine whether blank can be director. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. This process is dictated by the board, I guess, though their criteria is unknown. The object was discovered inside the oldest house in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis is many forms throughout history. Malshorn, this was at one point Thor's hammer. Yeah, so they're basically just explaining this thing where, like, it didn't used to be a gun, it's just a weapon, and it is whatever weapon it needs to be. All weapons of, if an object of power or the convergence of powers based on the collective subconsciousness, this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, blank, see Dr. Darling for presentation. Hiss Guard. The Bureau has many internal security personnel. The Hiss are quick to take advantage. So that's the name of the enemy force, is the Hiss. The Hiss are quick to take advantage of this fact. The Hiss Guards use the standard issue bullpup. Armored guards carry shotguns. They have no observed paranatural abilities, with the exception that certain guards are protected by a shield. Did the Hiss target individuals with combat training? Does the Hiss have that level of cognizance? Does it utilize hosts with tasks they're best suited to? Combat-trained hosts are reserved for combat. These are all questions for later, though it is obvious that corrupted individuals retain knowledge of their use of firearms. So we've got shelter here, which, I mean, come on, really? Only 6 people? You could fit more than 6 people. There's probably a very good reason why you can't put more than 6 in. Marshall, we checked out the suspected AWE in Dullahuth. Wasn't anything just like the house fire before this, and the malfunctioning clothes dryer before that. My team is getting pretty sick of duds. We need to find a better way to sort the fake AWEs from the real thing. Or you need to rotate those field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're en route to Sherman Ranch, next one on the list. Let's find it a little lively this time. Oh, wrong button. So that's just a upgrade material. You'll find those as well as, like, notes and such.
The hissing sound that tried to invade me earlier.
So far, this game's presentation is pretty fucking good. Holy
Burrowing
shit.
into everything in this place. Is the Hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy. That babble's contagious. The burrow's been looking at creating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
Okay, melee, not that effective against those guys. They have a lot of health. 1, 2. Okay, a melee strike is about on par with 2 bullets, which is not a lot, but maybe I can improve it.
Must cleanse control points. Anatomy. Corrupt. Spreading.
Cleanse the control point. What does that mean? Help me fix
It means you gotta do your Assassin's Creed towers. Although pretty cool detail. When it's an enemy controlled area, everything's very oppressive. There's lots of, like, the walls are literally closing in on you, and when you cleanse it, it all backs off. And it also serves the secondary function of getting rid of all that cover that you no longer need because there's no longer combat.
Are you with us? With the Bureau? Are you still sane?
Debatable.
I can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
The feeling's mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope, Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
My turn. Should I lie?
Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting.
I should have lied.
Oh, shit. You're the new director. Hold on. We're coming out.
Director Faden.
Call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Look, somehow this hostile force, this...
Hiss?
that works? Somehow the Hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah.
I found his body. And the gun.
Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
The service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, but he keeps appearing to me, saying things. It's hard to make out, but he told me to cleanse the control point, push the hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her about you yet.
A janitor let me in.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. I can't even... Look, Jesse, I have a million questions, and you probably have a million more.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need to ask you to do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or possessed by the hiss. Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already. She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long. But I can't trust her yet. Or rather, the Bureau she's a part of.
Yes. I can try.
I'm speaking for you, of course. We can try it together. Okay. You with me? We did it before. Push the hiss out.
Henry, did you play the Bureau XCOM Declassified? Me and Courtney were talking about it earlier. And I'm realizing there's a lot of fucking similarities between these two games. Story-wise, not gameplay. Oof, that's bad. She didn't die, she faded from reality.
Too deep. Ripping it out rips them apart.
Yeah, I'll get to you. Just want to have a quick look around your shelter. Alright, control points are locations that the Bureau has identified as vital junctions of the oldest house. When the appropriate harmonization devices are arranged around the control point in the blank arrangement, the surrounding area will not experience any unforeseen building shifts. These control points are discovered by blank detection of unobstructed ping using the blank within the blah blah blah. Numerous researchers have attempted to define control points, calling them nerve junctions or blank, or vulnerable spots of the oldest house. The common factor in these theories is that control points are susceptible to external influence, which allows us to stabilize the oldest house and work more confidently inside it. Theoretically, this technology can be extrapolated to stabilize the oldest house as a whole, but testing has found that certain parts of the building just refuse to cooperate, I guess. Yeah, I can imagine it's pretty hard to have a functioning bureau agency inside of a building that just changes its fucking walls and architecture at will. Unless you can find a way to like lock parts of it down. So let's have a look at this. See, I can fast travel, or I can choose an outfit, although I don't have any yet. And I'm fairly sure I've got the Ultimate Edition, so it's not like I'm missing any DLC outfits. I must have to unlock them. Now, where was she? Oh, there she is.
I can't cleanse them.
I saw. It was worth a shot. Thank you, Director. Jesse.
I'm gonna tell her why I'm here. I'll risk it.
Listen, the Bureau was involved in an incident in my hometown, Ordinary, 17 years ago.
They
The
called the
Bureau
town
came in and
Ordinary,
covered
that's a
the
bit
whole
on the
thing up.
nose.
I've been looking for this place for a long time.
That's enough. Maybe that's too much already. I can't tell her about Dylan and the rest yet.
I've seen mentions of an Altered World event case dealing with Ordinary. You were at Ground Zero as a child? It was one of the big ones, and before my time. And very classified. I can try to dig out some old files for you. My boss, Casper Darling, would know, but he's missing. I think he knew this was coming, or suspected. He came up with the HRAs, the Hedron Resonance Amplifiers. I think they're what saved us. Or a few of us. And Director Trench would know.
Trench, the ghost, or whatever he is, he mentioned something called the Hotline. Said I should find it.
It's another object of power, like the gun, an old Bakelite telephone. A direct line of communication between the director and the board. Maybe he can talk to you more clearly through that. I mean, Trench has years and years of experience. He might know how to destroy the Hiss.
Where is the hotline?
It's kept in the communications department through the mailroom. It's part of this sector, so we can access it even with the lockdown in place. We'll get the door open for you.
Okay, that's my next stop.
Yeah, even
That's
her outfit in the
Tomasi's
device
department.
reminds
He's
me
the
of
head
the
of
Bureau. They had like that backpack
I
thing.
don't think he had an HRA. He kind of made a point about not wearing one earlier. Keep an eye out.
They call me the director. But that's not me. I'm not a director type. I'm not a leader. Why am I here? I think you already know. Yes, I came for my brother, but there are other reasons too. I said I was looking for answers, but I might never understand them. I'm not looking for proof. This is already it. More than enough. No matter what they told me all those years, I know it's real now.
Oh fuck, that looks cool.
I didn't imagine this. I wanna
Reminds
be
me
a
of
part
Magneto's
this
cell
world.
in X-Men 2.
What scares me shitless is that I finally found it. Only to see the Hiss destroy it all.
I know this is all new to you, so don't hesitate to ask me
Alright.
anything you want to know. There are no stupid questions. The door to the comms department is just outside the boardroom back in the lobby. They should have gotten it open by now. Follow this.
Do I want to ask her any
The
questions?
hotline should be in the communications department.
Am I gonna give her options? Oh yeah, fucking dialogue wheel. Let's just ask one. Tell me about
Can
objects
you
of
tell me
power.
what an object of power is exactly? This is all, well, new to me.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the pure utilitarian sense. Got it?
Did she memorize this?
Oh, damn sure she did.
Got it. Thanks.
Oh, so Astral Plane, yeah, it is absolutely a lot like Astral
Thanks,
Chain's
Emily.
story and setting.
I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know.
Astral Chain has large sections of its game that looks like that void area we saw earlier, only it's all in like black and red as opposed to white. So what I get? Energy recovery? Oh, that's a mod, okay. So we can equip something. Exclusive to Shatter. Shatter projectiles boosted. But I can deconstruct it. But I don't want to do that. Okay, so that's a mod. Okay, that's a little weird. The first mod you're likely to encounter is for a weapon type you can't access yet. Feel like they might have messed up a little doing that. Okay. So, we need to enter the communications department, which I presume is over there. Oh, yes, so the game doesn't have waypoints exactly. It does, but it's very vague waypoints. So if I look in that general direction, you see that, like, particle effects, like a crystal glow around the door. So that's how it's directing me.
There it is again. A welcome message.
Alright, clearance level. I think I saw an enemy over there. Yep, did. Do tell me if reading the notes is a little boring. I don't want to keep slowing down the pace of it. Some of these are definitely worth checking out, but I don't want to be reading all of them. Visited the following Nevada accommodations, blah blah blah. Expenditures, meals, gasoline. I do wonder if a hotel called the Ocean View is going to be found in a landlocked state, but I guess I'm not paid to think, right? And for the record, I again request that you give us the budget to get 2 rooms each night. Agent Rowley and myself are very tired of sleeping in the same room. See you on the road. The boys in research said performing rituals may help identify any places of power. Drinking these little whiskies is my ritual. That I got Hiss Barrier. Oh, it's a Devil May Cry door. It's just a little bit of information on the Devil May Cry door. Anything in here? Yes. Reload efficiency. Now, can I please use this one? Oh, I can put mods on my gun and myself. So, let's see. Reload speed 10. And personal mods, I have 1 slot, so energy recovery speed, health recovery per element pickup, energy. I don't know what energy is though. What is energy? This may be something I don't have access to yet. So let's just do health recovery per element. Like, health is one thing, so energy is not that. It must be a bar I don't have yet. Alright, notes in the bathroom. Due to the recent fluctuations in the near control point, this area's stability has been downgraded to yellow. green, stable. Yellow, low probability. Orange, high likelihood. Red, frequent, unanticipated building shifts. I mean, if it's frequent, I think after a point you have to start anticipating it. Okay. So yeah, let's go through here. Now, obviously, because it's a place I just unlocked. Okay. Dead letters. Fuck. Oh, hold on. I need to test something. Alright, I'm using up my gun. Hitting enemies with a melee attack seems to reload your gun instantly. I might be wrong on that, but that seems to be the case. Which would make melee much more valuable then. That's essentially my instant reload. I might totally be misinterpreting that, but that's what seemed to happen. There we go, so now we have another fast travel point, and we have to keep going on to the next area. So let's quickly grab everything that's around here. And she just casually has telekinesis now. No explanation on that, she just does. Let's see, fish. Mr. Governor, I called the police, but never came round to my house. I got a problem and you gotta send folks to fix it. I got my wife one of them singing fishes on the wall. It's not a real fish. It sings when you hit a button. But it's got a devil in it. It flies around at night singing devil songs. It says lots of cuss words. The devil got in my house because of the fish. You gotta come handle it. My wife is real upset. Why can't you... When can you come? Sincerely, Dwayne Barr. Or Burr. Whatever it was. Health boost. I'm good with what I've got. Trench dead letter approval. Is anyone still around in the chat? I see viewers, but no one said anything in a while. Alright. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive. Cataloguing the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail will provide an extremely handy database that research teams can use to search for any connection or related topics found among the letters. Aside from the more functional purpose, the archive allows us to preserve these windows into authentic human encounters with the paranormal world. These letters came to us from various places and times, gathered by the Postal Service as undeliverable. The Bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize not all letters contain accounts of genuine paranormal events, but even the erroneous ones allow us insight into how the unknown is perceived by the real world. No worries, Scott. Of course, I will first compile a system to allow us to analyze the letters for any information or suspected connection to AWEs and other altered material. So thank you, can't wait to delve into my dead letters. So that is an interesting point that they make, that from my understanding of how this universe works, it's based around the idea of the collective unconsciousness. So even when there's not supernatural events, people thinking there's supernatural events might create one. So it's worth looking into letters that might be total bullshit, because it's like, well, if enough people think this is a thing, it might actually become a thing. Alright. Hello, avid readers. The Bureau's book bunch will convene at the usual spot in the table and cafeteria at 5 PM Tuesday. Currently discussing Unless You by J.D. Brooks. Everyone should get their reviews to me by Monday before lunch so I can generate some conversation starters before the meeting. Alright, they have a nice little book club. What a nice bunch. What's this? Threshold Kids. Oh. Reminds me of Captain Baseball Bat Boy in Max Payne. Is that supposed to be a teardrop? That was a little weird.
What's wrong?
This is fucking creepy.
I'm so sorry, Meg. What happened? I don't know. It's like the director says. Confidential and children both start with C. The director's a puppet. Dad says my mama went missing in action. She walked into the city and didn't come back. I don't know what missing in actions is, but I sure wish someone would find her.
I'll help you look, Topher. We'll find your mama together.
Okay. It just had to be on a fucking old ass TV. Why do they even own this thing? But the ghosts fucking live in it. Yeah, you're right, Scott. Totally normal, not creepy. I mean, let's be real. That's not much worse than the fucking Magic Roundabout, if you remember that show, Scott. Although then again, you might not. Like, that was so old that like I barely remember that. Alright, dead presidents. To whom it may concern, I'm being contacted by the past presidents of the United States of America. They appear as spirit guides giving me their wisdom. John Adams keeps saying I need to fix America, but I can't really understand him. They all have a lot of opinions. People tell me I'm imagining it, but Theodore Roosevelt showed me how to fix my lawnmower. I don't know a thing about lawnmowers. Explain that. I have great dead men telling me about the past and the present. If you'd like me to use my abilities to help run the government, please let me know. I know the White House could use me. Oh god, cow and chicken. Holy shit. Scott, do you remember what their parents looked like? Do you remember the episode where they actually showed you above the parents' waistline? Yeah, they're just a pair of animated legs that can talk somehow. That was so fucking creepy. Because you just assume that they're always there to free him, and then they actually pan the camera up and there's just nothing there. It was weird enough that they were human legs and their children are a cow and a chicken.
80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. And it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
Okay, so that's a little hint about the next power-up, which is basically letting us do, like, full-blown telekinesis. I mean, we technically already have it, because that's how we open containers, but it'll let us throw huge objects. And I love the idea that, like, what is the symbol to represent telekinesis? Oh, it's the Soviet nuclear launch codes.
We're on the right track.
Alright, so that's the way forward. Let me just quickly check. No more doors. No more doors. There's one door over there. Although it might be locked. Yes, it's locked. It's really creepy how there's just the people hanging around from the ceiling all the time. Keep thinking they're going to drop down as enemies. Now, do I go up? Well, I got an item out of it. This game, I should mention, is a Metroidvania. You will be backtracking a lot throughout the game, picking up all the collectibles that you missed. Hello. What hit you? And that looks fucking evil. That's way scarier than the Devil May Cry doors. Book club. So I don't really read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was alright. The title, Unless You, can refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase got real annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the fixers, obviously, they made the coolest tech, and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowering gun space hippies, or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi, it all this sounds familiar. On a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. The scene where they invade City Planet and convert the entire population using those brainworms, and the space dog fight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favourite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel unnecessary at all. Killed by a battery cylinder launched into his face. Could he have written this? Are they going for that, like, Alan Wake ironic deaths thing? Where the pages can give you hints about what's upcoming?
Object of power. So if the hiss
Oh,
rushed
shit.
onto it, we need the titan.
So when I was looking up a review of this game, they mentioned one complaint. Well, it wasn't a review, it was actually a comparison between this and their last game. And they said, this game's pretty much better than Quantum Break in every way, but one weird thing is you have to press a button to take cover. And it was just automatic in Quantum Break. I guess just because now you can just crouch whenever, but you don't ever really need to, because the game's combat is built around just moving. I don't know, it's kind of weird. You son of a bitch, I'm coming for you.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in Bureau Seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director.
I'm really curious about that, because the way Emily talked about the board, it's like they're people, but they're clearly fucking not. Oh, that's what energy is. That meter at the top. Okay. This is gonna be a fun power. pitfalls of physics engine. Sometimes things don't fall the way you want it to. Okay, I appreciate that. When you grab something and you pull it towards you, in a lot of games like this, I would expect to have to pull it all the way towards us and then I can throw it. But you can actually just quick tap it. Or not. Hold on. Let it recharge for a sec. Alright, aiming at him. No. Okay, I have to hold it for at least a fraction of a second, but I can still do it really fast. But a tap won't do it. Although it still uses the energy if you tap it. That's kind of weird. Yeah, you can just make it shake and it wastes your energy. It's a little odd. I guess it's so that you don't accidentally activate it, but then why does it cost you energy? His slash antagonists are seeking the astral player.
Cut off.
Oh shit.
I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me fight this.
Alright, let's do this. So I think I saw an enemy with a shield. Okay, this game's combat is actually really... I mean, I knew it was gonna be, but like, it's really coming together now. I can't wait to get the dodge move. I'm kind of surprised they haven't given it to us yet.
Can be reached through the mail room. Shatter projectiles. What did I pick up? Did I just get another copy of that upgrade? I don't know. Okay, never mind. Oh, what's this? National news sites have begun publishing the story of the polar bear attack on the Alaskan town. You all know I don't like to boast, but claiming that the family was killed by migrating polar bears desperate for food as their ecosystem is being ruined by global warming was a stroke of genius. Using current ecological concerns makes the public less likely to question our existence. So another AWE behind us and the public is none the wiser. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. It doesn't mean we can stop monitoring the situation for any off messages opinions, but it's looking like we're in the clear. This is kind of unique in a lot of ways. Like, we're so used to... How do I put this? Anyone who's familiar with, like, X-Files and, like, the way that show is formatted, the main characters are seeking the truth, and there's always some bad guys covering it up. But we don't really see the bad guys' perspective. They're always, like, in the shadows, they're always mysterious. And in this, it's just like, no, they're just a bunch of bureaucrats. They've decided, you know what, we probably won't want people to know about this,
So in between our book club meetings, we're going to talk about our disinformation campaigns.